personal, depending on the type of gift you have. So you have to be willing and able to understand within yourself. We get the Queen of Swords, bottom of the deck. I can take on this energy. I can take on this other person's burden and feel that energy for a while without letting it bleed into my own life. You have to have the barriers of separation with this Queen of Swords coming out, okay? This is not just, oh, I'm just gonna do whatever, and whatever happens, happens. This is my gift. If anybody, it is given to you as with great power comes great responsibility. You have a responsibility here to be as honest, truthful, and what's the fucking word? You have to be honest and truthful with your gifts. You cannot manipulate your gifts to make other people think what they want to think, or you've been given that gift for a reason. You know the value of truth. You know the value of truth. 9:09 on the timer when I just looked. Make sure that even accidentally, you are not misleading people. And if that takes time, practice to hone said gifts to make sure that you are getting it right on the nose, right on the money, do it. Knight of Wands, but make a move. And you might actually have a friend that could help you with that aspect. If you're trying to make money from it. And the money choice to me feels the left-hand side, okay? The doing it for yourself to me feels the right-hand side. And I don't want to get into the Christian left-hand, right-hand stuff. That's not working here. We don't do that here. So, I want to see what happens, and actually I'm going to put all of these away because I've gotten a little bit in depth on what happens if you utilize your gifts for yourself in terms of making money. I want to see what happens if you utilize your gifts in terms of just your own edification and your own spiritual advancement. If that's the only way you use your gifts, I want to see what happens. So what happens if they use their gifts just for themselves? Okay, well, we got Empress energy. You'd be sitting high and tight, or sit high and tight. Military might be. But it's sitting in that Empress energy, on that throne, relaxing, eating dates covered in sugar. You know what I mean? So, I said, what happens if you don't utilize your gifts for anybody else? We had the Star in reverse, bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups in reverse, bottom of the deck. And Judgment in reverse on the bottom of the deck. And then the Two of Cups upright and the Four of Cups reversed, with the Three of Cups underneath that. Real quick, Star in reverse, a dream not being achieved or seen, kind of left by the wayside. Queen of Cups in reverse, acting too much on her emotions, thinking that her emotions are in the world and that her emotions are always right. And oftentimes, weighing others down with those emotions. And then, what is this? This is, Judgment in reverse. Judgment in reverse. No, there's been no progress made. There has been no change made. There is no path here. It feels like just chaos. Now, we have the Two of Cups and the Four of Cups in reverse. There might be a call here. If you do decide to take this path, this will lead to just, actually, hold on. Yeah, you see how all three of these cards, if you look at the symbology, all three of these cards, there's a group of people there. The Queen, what does she do? Rules over a group of people. Who looks at stars? People. Bunches of people. You will not be helping these people, but there is partially a chance. If you decide to hold your gifts for yourself, there is a chance here that you might find a connection with somebody, but it is going to be quiet. It's not going to be necessarily passionate. It's not going to be boring either. It just feels like it's going to be middle of the road, and you'll end up having more fun with your friends than you will with this person that you end up choosing. I'm not trying to scare you. There are a lot of variables in that path that I just mentioned that could change. Because we did also get the fucking Empress in reverse, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which is teamwork, and the Hanged Man upright. So it feels like this really will lead to just kind of a, you being, I don't want to say you being on your own, but I mean you being on your own. You're not an Empress if there's nobody to lead. Okay? So, you can choose to use your gifts for yourself or for others. Following down a path of, and I don't want to say if you choose to use your gifts for yourself that that's exactly what's going to happen, but it is an indicator that choosing just for yourself when you've been given so much can lead to down a path of selfishness that leads you, when considering yourself, you only consider yourself. Later on down the road, the universe is only going to consider you. They're not going to bring you necessarily anything that you might change your mind and decide to ask for later. I want to do, and this is 13:33 on the timer, I'm going to do one more pull through. I want to see what happens if you utilize your gifts to help others. So what happens if you decide to work on your gifts, finesse them out, and use them to help other people? So we got 8 of Wands reverse and the 6 of Wands. So it won't be quick. It's not going to be instantaneous victory, but it is victory. There is victory here. And that might be victory in terms of what you want, what you haven't even said that you want, what you haven't even admitted that you want. But it does require, again, that you work, because you remember I was showing this when I was talking about it. You have got to work on your mentality. You cannot just swing that sword around. You have got to work on even the words that you use, because some words can trigger people. Okay? And that's not the goal here. We want to help, 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 help. We want to help. So do it with passion. Oh my God. 1438. Page of Pentacles and fucking Strength and Death on the bottom of the deck. There will be change here. You will be made stronger, but more than that, you'll be able to see the kind of change that you can fucking affect in the world. You have not very quick. It's not going to be coming in super quick, and I'm going to have to cut this down. It's going to be a real short part too, because Instagram likes 15 minutes max. But this is not going to be quick. This is not going to be a quick journey. It will be a victorious one, though. There is victory here. You just have got to make sure that you are controlling the things that come out of your mouth. Okay? But Knight of Wands, passion, energy, movement, fire, get started. If you choose this path, choose this path. Dedicate some time to it. It doesn't have to be every hour of every day, but there has to be a time sacrifice. We get the 10 of Cups in the world. I don't want to say that you should absolutely do this and use your gifts that you have been blessed with to bless other people. But if you've watched the whole reading, there's a very serious leaning, okay? I really, really hope this helped. Love you.